There could be a team overseas who would love to snatch Caitlin Clark away from us and give her a crazy offer. I mean, Ice Cube was about to give her $5 million to play in less than 10 games in the Big Three. So the money is there, and if these owners are smart with it, I could definitely see more WNBA players going overseas and possibly not return.
In a new development, Caitlin might be reconsidering her decision to relocate to Europe. She had previously stated that she will take a vacation from basketball.
Basketball has really consumed my life for a year, so I feel like it'll be good for me to kind of reflect back on everything that's...
Given the high compensation offered in Europe, Caitlin might be persuaded to play there.
Abby is already in Istanbul, where she will be playing for the offseason. And from the sounds of this interview, it seems like she's probably going to make more money overseas in EuroLeague than she did during this WNBA season.
The cherry on top would be if Caitlin concluded that this was best for her career given the abuse she suffered from the NBA and the subsequent decline in their audience.
They were going to load up against better competition, and she played an entire college basketball season, and she didn't play well. And I said at the time, she didn't deserve to be on the Olympic team. And at the time, I felt...
Since then, Caitlin has had a fantastic season. The WNBA is now demanding her return after she broke records left and right in the middle. Since Caitlin left, the WNBA's popularity has drastically decreased, and with Caitlin perhaps joining the EuroLeague, this could spell the death of the league. Over a week has passed since Caitlin's Rookie of the Year victory was leaked on Twitter, and the WNBA has yet to make an official announcement. The animosity is truly insane. Nike, who reportedly granted Caitlin this incredible contract, has cut her off and hasn't posted about her in months. Few people in the basketball world have become as well known as swiftly as Caitlin Clark, therefore she must depart as soon as possible. Despite her renown and accomplishments, there is growing talk that Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's Rookie of the Year, would be enticed to join the Women's EuroLeague. Clark has captivated fans at every level of the game. Today, we'll delve into Caitlin's incredible journey, the challenges she's faced in the WNBA, and the possibility of a move overseas that could reshape her basketball legacy. Europe offers not only lucrative paychecks but also a different basketball culture that might appeal to a player like Clark who has faced challenges in the WNBA. Could Europe be the next chapter in her already storied career?
WNBA has been a mess this year. It has been so unprofessional, and they need to step it up, and they need to step it up quick, and they also need to, I don't know if an apology is warranted to Caitlin Clark, or they just need to, in general, do better.
Unquestionably, Caitlin Clark has had a significant impact on the WNBA. She has attracted new followers to the league and made her an indispensable television personality. Despite Caitlin Clark's clear success, the WNBA found a star with that unique it factor that improves the entire game, not just a brilliant player. Caitlin Clark has encountered many difficulties in the WNBA, but one of the most significant ones has been the league's physicality. Night after night, Caitlin has endured relentless pushing, shoving, and aggressive play from opponents who view her as the biggest threat on the court. It's no secret that opposing teams frequently target her in the hopes of winning if they can slow her down or irritate her. But what's even more annoying for Caitlin and her supporters is how often these players seem to get away with using excessively physical tactics because of erratic officiating or just the pressure of being a celebrity. Many people believe that Caitlin has been subjected to unfairly harsh treatment. The frequent hits and uncalled fouls only make her angrier and make her question whether she is actually being protected as one of the league's best players. There is also the financial concern.
Victor Wembanyama, who was, an NBA star coming into the league, he just finished up his rookie season. He's going into his next. If you look at his rookie salary, which was around $55 million for 4 years, and then you look at Caitlin Clark's $300 and I think it was $38,000.
Compared to her male NBA teammates or even players in overseas women's leagues, Caitlin's salary is far less than what she deserves, even though she is the face of the WNBA and one of the most intriguing talents in the sport. In contrast, European clubs and leagues like the Women's EuroLeague are offering far more lucrative deals, even to players who don't have Caitlin's level of talent or star power. Many European players earn significantly more than their WNBA counterparts, even though the level of competition may not always be as high. Caitlin's salary is shockingly low while she's lighting up the court and attracting new fans.
The response of folks that don't think she is praised enough and she is above reproach in terms of criticism, or that praising another player is an affront to her. Is like, whoa, bro. Like, also, like, you're not mentioned talking about women's basketball. I've never ever seen you before in my life.
Caitlin has to deal with the aggravating fact that, despite her hard work, being the league's face, and continuing to put on performances that change the game, her pay does not reflect her contribution to the WNBA salary. The women's basketball leagues in Europe, especially the EuroLeague, have grown significantly in recent years. The players are treated like superstars and receive higher salaries. For a player like Caitlin Clark, the atmosphere in arenas with fervent supporters and fierce rivalries is electrifying, and support for women's basketball in Europe frequently feels more enthusiastic and widespread than in the WNBA. What may have begun as a straightforward vacation to Europe to rest and recuperate from a demanding WNBA season could turn into something more. Someone who has occasionally felt underappreciated in the WNBA might be enticed by the financial advantages and the respect and appreciation that European leagues give their players.
Caitlin Clark, it seems like this entire season, she was the solution for so many things, but so many players, coaches, media people, so many people were also painting her out to be the problem. She could never do enough. She could never speak out enough. Her fans were the issue. Fever fans were the...
Although Caitlin had originally intended to take a break from basketball, she has been transparent about her competitive nature and even stated that she would probably grow bored very quickly without playing. After all, Caitlin is a player motivated by her passion for the game and her unquenchable desire to compete, so the prospect of playing basketball again, this time in Europe, where she could receive better pay and be treated with the respect a star of her caliber deserves, must be in the back of her mind.
In one of the playoffs, the Fever had nearly 2 million viewers tuning in, while all the other games had around 400,000. Even the WNBA Countdown, which was aired before the Indiana Fever game, had more viewers than 2 of the series.
Consider the headlines. When Caitlin Clark contracts with a major EuroLeague team, it would have an instantaneous influence on the European basketball scene, drawing spectators from all across the continent to arenas to watch her play. What about the WNBA? If Caitlin were to leave, it would be a devastating blow to the league as a whole, not just a loss for her team. The ratings for EuroLeague games with Clark would soar, and her signing might even draw sponsors and media attention that had previously been lacking from women's basketball in the area. One of the biggest stars in the league, Caitlin's name alone has brought in new fans. Her ability to generate excitement and increase viewing has been essential to the league's expansion. Without her, the WNBA would probably see a sharp drop in attendance.
Have somebody that's come along, who, by the way, I'm going to go there, who happens to be white, and brought a level of attention and allure to the sport it had not received before. And what we were seeing from an abundance of folks appeared to be...
It would be terrible to lose a star player like Caitlin Clark because the league has always failed to gain the same kind of fame and media attention as the NBA. Without a doubt, Caitlin's presence directly affects broadcast viewership, ticket sales, and merchandising revenue. Should she depart for Europe, those figures might drastically decline, leaving the WNBA to scramble to replace their top player.
That's exactly what I'm saying, because I think it makes a mockery of the women's game. If the focus on, now we just have to have people because of marketing and their attention, and they're not as talented, and we're not putting the best team out there.
Regarding the WNBA, Caitlin Clark's possible move to Europe should serve as a serious wake-up call for the league. If it wants to retain its best player, it needs to start treating her better. This isn't just about money, though financial compensation certainly plays a big role. More than anything, it's about respect and fostering an environment where star players like Caitlin feel truly valued for the excitement, attention, and money they bring to the league in addition to their exceptional talent on the court. Although Caitlin has repeatedly shown that she can withstand the pressure, physicality, and attention that come with being a WNBA star, there's a limit to how much abuse or undervaluation a player can endure before they start looking for. While WNBA supporters will move on and follow her wherever she goes, Alternatives Europe is a seductive potential for someone like Caitlin to be paid more decently, treated with the respect she deserves, and loved by a new, fervent fan group.
Let me thank Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston and Kelsey Mitchell and all the rest for refusing to say die, refusing to lose, fighting back again and again and again, and playing at a much higher level than they should be at this stage and age. was I ever entertained.
The WNBA is expanding, but it still lacks the financial and cultural awareness of the NBA, its male equivalent. If the league wants to keep great players like Caitlin and possibly others, it must put improving the fan experience first. One in which its stars are seen as the revolutionary figures they are. The departure of one well-known player could spark a larger movement with more and more players looking for better compensation, treatment, and overall experiences in leagues outside of the US. If Caitlin Clark decides to jump across the pond to play in the EuroLeague, it could start a chain reaction that makes other elite WNBA players question whether Europe is a better option for their careers as well. Many athletes may find it impossible to resist the allure of greater pay, a positive atmosphere, and fervent fan bases, particularly when they witness one of the NBA's top players make that choice. This poses a significant problem for the WNBA. How can they keep Caitlin Clark content and prevent her and other players in her position from being lured to join the rich and increasingly prestigious leagues in Europe?
Every single time that they were on the road, you even had Dallas Wings players saying, like, it kind of sucks seeing so many Indiana Fever and 2020 or 22 jerseys in the stands, but it's also cool to see a lot of people in the stands. Like, Indiana Fever was turning away games into home games, and so it's kind of sad that through all of that, Caitlin was still advocating for players on the other team to get bonuses because she saw the kind of money and eyeballs and viewership that all of this was generating.
More than just losing a top player, losing Caitlin Clark would mean the WNBA as a whole would lose momentum. She is a player who attracts attention, attracts new fans, and aids in the league's growth. Without her, the WNBA runs the risk of stagnation and a possible talent exodus to Europe. The league must work proactively to address the requirements of its biggest stars if it wants to keep its best players and keep expanding. More than just where Caitlin Clark chooses to play basketball next, her possible transfer to the Women's EuroLeague is a reflection of the larger problems that women's basketball faces globally. Players of her caliber who add excitement, skill, and significant value to the game should be paid fairly and treated with respect.
The Caitlin Clark effect is definitely real. I mean, we can all see that. However, experiencing it in person is totally different. I was at the Fever in Indiana game last night, and the amount of 22s that I saw on the way to the arena and inside the Capital One Arena might as well have just been a home game for Caitlin Clark. Not Indiana, Caitlin Clark. The thing is, that didn't surprise me. But what did surprise me was how packed the game was.
It remains to be seen whether Caitlin decides to stay in the WNBA and fight for change, but her decision will surely have ripple effects not only on her own career but also on the future of women's basketball. If she leaves, it may force the WNBA to re-evaluate how they treat their players and spark a larger conversation about equity in the sport. The financial disparity between the WNBA and European leagues highlights a growing issue where top athletes in the US are frequently underpaid, especially when compared to their counterparts abroad.
What is the major point that you want to make here, your major thesis statement on this? Because every time Caitlin Clark comes up, I feel like there's something that you want to get off your chest in terms of this narrative, or you're frustrated.
Well, first of all, I'm not frustrated. Number two, I did get stuff off my chest on numerous occasions. I'm just reiterating my points because I think one of the things that needed to be mentioned was that even though Caitlin Clark is new to this, and even though she has proven to be a potentially sensational player, the resentment that some, not most, not all, that stuff that was going on was real.
Caitlin Clark has already accomplished a great deal in a short period of time, and she has established herself as a trailblazer in the game. Her explosive play style and leadership, both on and off the court, have solidified her as one of the most important figures in women's basketball. However, as her basketball journey progresses, the decisions she makes going forward will not only shape her career but also have a significant impact on the future of women's sports in general. If the WNBA wants to retain its brightest star, they must begin treating Caitlin like the global icon she is quickly becoming. This entails more than just paying her fairly. It also means giving her the respect and recognition her talents deserve. Time is running out, and Caitlin Clark is about to make a decision that will change the course of women's basketball for years to come. Angel might have gone above and beyond Caitlin's expectations. Would Caitlin Clark stay in the WNBA, in your opinion, or may the draw of Europe's better salaries and passion for its players influence her choice? Please share your ideas in the comments section below. If you liked it, please like and subscribe. there are now more videos displayed.